Okay, so eyebrows are done, and now I'm just going to go straight on in with the eyes because I am hoping that we can find a saving grace. In the kit that I purchased, you do get a few things for your eyes. So you get a eyeshadow trio and also a loose eyeshadow. So this is the packaging with a lot of dirty fingers on it already of the eyeshadow trio. And that is what they look like. So all very natural, neutral shades. So the eyeshadow look that I'm going to be doing today is very basic, but that's okay. So the other thing that I got, well, it's not a thing, but in order to do the eyeshadow in the kit as well, you also got an essential brush collection. So it comes in this lovely brown pouch, and that is what it looks like on the inside. So you get a kabuki, a face brush, and then several eyeshadow brushes. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and do a really simple, natural brown eyeshadow look because, I mean, we don't really have a choice. I will use all of the eyeshadow colors because that's just what I have. And it's just going to be really, really simple, so don't judge me. But I'm going to go all over the lid with, now these two, like, don't they just look exactly the same to you, these two browns? Like, too similar almost. Whatever. Okay. So the first thing that I'm going to do is go with the more very slightly cooler brown and just run that through my crease. And I'm just taking that on the, okay, well, the brush doesn't have a name, but it is basically the blending brush out of the kit. What is happening on my nose? Yeah, okay, let's just do this. Anything? Something came off. Was it just the foundation? Oh no, there we go. Okay, now we've got colour. Okay, so I'm just going to then now take one of the flat shader brushes out of the kit, the biggest shader brush they have, and take the other brown. These shades are not very pigmented. Well, you can sort of see it, but there's not a lot of product on that. And then just put that down on the lid. Okay, that shade's pretty. So I'm just going to put that on the lid and then buff out the edges. So in the pan you also get that pinky champagne colour. I'm going to take that on one of, well, actually I'm just going to use the tiny little brush that came with the eyeshadow trio, so like one of the little disposable-y ones, and just take that and put that on the inner corner. Let's scratch it off. Did that do anything? The next thing that I'm going to do is take the loose eyeshadow. This is in the shade White Sand, and what I'm going to do is just actually put that over the lid. I'm hoping this may save the day. So this is what it looks like, and you undo it, and it is a little bit of powder, but you can see that it's got like a little doe foot. It looks like a little ballerina slipper. I'm just going to apply that directly onto the lid and then just blend it in with my finger. Lots of fallout. For the bottom lashes, I have a eye pencil. This is the contour eye pencil in the shade Sunrise, and that's what it looks like. So I'm just going to run that in my lower lash line. Now in the kit you do not get an eyeliner, like a black eyeliner, and like Mama needs black eyeliner for this. to pull this together in any shape or form. So I'm just going to quickly apply the Essence Liquid Ink Waterproof Eyeliner. Okay, so now that my eyeliner is on, I do feel a little bit more normal. And I'm going to go ahead and apply the mascara. So this is the Allure Defining Mascara, just in black. Again, gold packaging, very standard for the whole collection. That is what the wand looks like. It just looks like a normal mascara wand. If you have seen any of my videos before, I have baby wispy lashes. They tend not to obey anything. So I normally do have false lashes on, but for the sake of this video, I'm obviously not going to do that because we're going to see how the mascara works by itself. I'm also not curling my lashes in any way either. It will just be left up to the mascara. Okay, so straight off the bat, even just with one pass, I really like how the mascara is separating my lashes. It is not a particularly wet formula. It is a little bit more dry, and just the way that the bristles are, it is separating my lashes out quite well. As I said, I have like baby tiny short ass lashes, so they are really hard to see at the best of times, even when I do have them curled to the heavens. Okay, so that is what my eyelashes look like with 2 coats of the mascara on. As I said, I don't love it, I don't hate it, but I do tend to have like a hate relationship with mascara most of the time. I will also just quickly put a coat on my bottom lashes as well. So that is the eyes sort of done. Now I'm going to go back to the base. Yay. And like, I don't even know what I'm going to try and do, but try and work on it. One thing I did find that I actually forgot about is a contour trio that I forgot to use. It is a liquid trio, and they just look like this. So they're just 3 tubes. So obviously you have your bronzer, your contour, and your highlighter. When I swatched these, when I first got them, because you know I'm impatient, but when I first swatched them, they literally exploded out of the tube. So be careful about that. Now, I have got powder on, but I already look like a hot mess. So I'm just going to put it on over the top of the powder. I don't really care. Like, see, it's exploded. It just looks like a poo brown. So that's the contour shade. So I'm just going to put a tiny bit of that on the back of my hand and then take my Zoeva contour brush, so it's just a brush that looks like that, and just take a tiny bit of that, and we're just gonna go for it. Like, you just need such a little amount of product, and I don't know about this shade for contouring. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is do the mineral bronzer. So the concept of this is exactly the same as the foundation. So it looks exactly the same, as in like you get it in this little tin. So if you actually do purchase this kit, you get 2 highlighters. Well, 3 if you include the liquid stuff. But you get a highlighting stick, which looks like this. And then you also get the highlighting palette, which looks very similar to the eyeshadow palette. And looks like that with the shades. So obviously, to give everything a bit of a go, I'm going to use the stick one on this side. Just try and get it in the light to see if we can catch it, and just put more cream over powder. hopefully that's going to pick it up. That is pretty. Because it's a stick, we'll go under the eyebrow. Oh, that's nice. Okay, enough of that one. Because now I am going to go ahead with the trio. So you get a champagne, a pink, and a like very browny tone almost. Oh, that's a lot. 119. I think I'm just going to go ahead with the champagne colour and just take that on a little brush and do the same thing. Ooh. That one is also very pretty. The last thing is just to apply some lippy. Now there is no lippy in the kit, so I'm just going to quickly apply some Tarte lip paint in the shade. I have no idea. It looks like this. It's a little mini one. Okay, so I think that is it really for this look. I don't really know if it's it or if I'm just throwing in the towel and giving up, because this was not a successful video by any stretch of the imagination. But to be honest, I think my face looks okay. Like I am sweating really bad on my upper lip, but I think my face looks okay. I think the eyeshadow turned out alright. I am just going to quickly run through sort of product by product of my opinion to give it to you. So starting off with the primer, it's actually really hard to sort of give you my impressions of that because I think that's going to need more testing. And because I've never tested it before, I don't actually know if it's the primer that made the liquids go on and even my powder foundation go on so poorly. I'm really not sure. But in terms of first impressions of just the primer itself, it felt really nice on the skin and it had a really nice smell. So that was okay. As for the foundation, the Flawless foundation, my opinion at the moment is that it is not good at all. I tried it with 4 different brushes, like 4 different methods of application, and I just did not like how it looked on my skin. As I said, it wasn't necessarily that the color was off, it just did not settle on my skin. It constantly shifted. It didn't feel very nice on the skin. It felt a little bit thick and it did not give me any coverage at all. I did not feel like I had full coverage by any stretch of the imagination. So that is a no for me at the moment, but I will try it a couple of more times and I will leave my final feedback in the description box down below. Like I said, I'll try it with a few other primers, without primer, and just a few different other methods to see if I can find a way to make it work. Otherwise, I will let you know in the description box down below. Sort of same thing for the BB cream. I was not blown away by it, even though BB creams are light coverage. I didn't feel like it was even light. I felt like it just disappeared, like there was nothing on my skin whatsoever. But because of the travesty of the foundation over the top beforehand, I don't know if the BB cream just had trouble going onto my skin. So again, I will give that a little bit more work and I will leave a final opinion down below. What did I use next? So the next thing was the concealer. I don't love the concealer, but I also don't hate the concealer. I will probably continue to use it, especially when I don't need like a lot of makeup on. If I'm just doing like a light natural makeup day, I will probably use it, but it is definitely not a full coverage concealer to me. Maybe if I let it sit on my skin a little bit longer, it might sort of sink in and become a little bit more full coverage, but my first impressions of it, it is not full coverage. It does blend out well and it is sort of creamy enough that you can work with it, but it is tugging as well. So it's that weird sort of in the middle where it's creamy, but it's not creamy because it's wanted to tug at my eyes. So the concealer is meh. As for the powdered foundation, I mean, I know it probably doesn't look super fantastic on my skin right now, but As I've said a few times, I've actually used this as my main summer foundation and I absolutely love it. So if at the moment out of anything so far, I would 100% recommend that you go get a trial of the powdered foundation and give that one a go, because I really love it. As for the eyeshadow trio, the two brown colors were very similar in tone to me. I mean, on the packaging, it looks like you get a really, really dark brown and then like a lighter brown, but they sort of look almost very similar. They blended okay. Do you mind, Pascal? They blended okay on my eyes, but they were not the most pigmented nor the most blendable eyeshadows I've ever used, so they were so-so. The third eyeshadow had no pigment whatsoever, so it's a total bust. As for the loose eyeshadow pigment in the little bottle, that was stunning. I will definitely be using that again. I would definitely recommend that you pick that up as a separate item. It is a beautiful colour. I can't wait to see what it looks like just on a plain lid with no other eyeshadow. Thick wing, thick lashes. Oh, gonna look amazing, especially with like a red lip. I think it'll look really good. So that one is really nice. Then on to the rest of the sort of face products. The no, sorry, not yet. The mascara. As I said, I quite liked the mascara because it was separating my lashes, but it did not really add any volume or length to my lashes, I don't think, but it did separate them really nicely. So as I said, it may work well as a companion mascara where you could mix it with another mascara that you really like and just use it to fan out your lashes. Just don't poke yourself in the eye with it because it hurts. As for the rest of the face products, the bronzer I think is really nice. In real life, my skin does look really nice and sun-kissed, so even though it doesn't look quite the right shade in the container, when you put it on with a light hand, it actually looks okay. So I don't mind the bronzer. I don't really have a solid opinion on the liquid contouring trio because the contour color was just the wrong color, and I didn't try the other ones, so I really don't know about them yet. I may continue to use them and I will leave a final opinion down below. And the two highlighting products are a thumbs up. The highlighting stick is beautiful and the highlighting palette is beautiful. Like, it's really pretty and my skin looks really nice and glowy, so I would definitely recommend those. As for the little eye brush kit, it is good. I wouldn't necessarily say grab your car keys, grab your credit card and go out and buy it. It is good, especially if you're in a pinch and you need some eyeshadow brushes. They were soft, they worked, they were blendable, they picked up the product without any problem. They did not shed, so they were pretty good. As for the face brush that I tried, the flat blending brush, it shed a lot and it also seemed to suck up a lot of product, so I'm on the fence about that one. And I did not try the domed one, so when I try that one out, I will let you know. But I think that rounds up. Oh, and the eyeliner. Sorry, I forgot about the eyeliner. It's really pretty when you swatch it. It doesn't seem to do anything on my eyes. So I think that pretty much very quickly rounds up this entire video. It did not turn out the way I was hoping it would turn out, to say the least, but sometimes that happens. So if you did enjoy this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you next time.